I know what you're thinking. You're probably reading the title of this video and thinking it's either clickbait or I'm actually going crazy, but I assure you it is neither. I believe this theory is definitely possible. You may also be thinking that this is the most far-fetched theory I've ever done, but that is simply not the case. In this video, I will tell you exactly why I think the kiddie ride manufacturer Zamperla could become a coaster giant in the industry. And this is why out of all the companies, they are showing similarities to the legend Intamin. We all know about the company Zamperla, but I doubt many of us are aware of their surprisingly incredibly diverse portfolio of rides. And it may surprise some not as seasoned coaster enthusiasts to realize that Zamperla has their foot at almost every theme park, in the form of family rides, flat rides, and even roller coasters. Now this is largely in the form of kiddie rides, I do admit that, but most every Wild Mouse, Discovery Pendulum ride, and Modern Family flat ride is from them. Carowind's 2023 edition Aeronautica Landing is filled with a whole bunch of rides from this company, including the Nebula and the Disco Skater. Now, I know most of us don't really care that much about flat rides, but the point is to emphasize the sheer number of connections this company truly has. In the form of coasters, it is a little bit of a different story. It's safe to say that the company hasn't done that much that looks super duper impressive, but they still have a decent number of achievements. At one point, they worked with Universal overseas for a Puss in Boots suspended coaster, and that looks pretty cool. They've also done their take on a dark ride themed coaster, and it's a weird mix between Revenge of the Mummy and other concepts. It features probably the world's smallest vertical drop track I've ever seen, but overall the ride looks pretty interesting and I'd love to ride it someday. Now we get to the ride that I think will change everything, and that is the company's Lightning model. If you know the history of Zamperla, you'll recognize that this ride used to be the Thunderbolt coaster, which did have a decent bit of success with two being built in the USA and others around the world. This ride wasn't extremely loved by the general public for a few reasons. First of all, it featured the weirdest train I have ever seen on a roller coaster, with it being 3 across. And the restraints for this coaster look very interesting to say the least. They look super uncomfortable and downright strange. And that's a shame because the layout of the coasters look pretty good. So what about this model do I think is going to be special? And this is where it gets interesting. A few years ago, Zamperla revealed the new and improved train design for this model, and they renamed the model the Lightning model. And let me just say, these new trains look absolutely amazing. They not only fix the problem of the old trains, but they look incredibly open. And I'm talking about the same level of openness, if not more, than the next-gen Intamin restraints. So with these trains alone, I think Zamperla is in a good position to start rapidly expanding as a coaster company. In fact, Zamperla claims that these new trains are the best roller coaster trains in the entire world. That is their quote, not mine. And they've really been pushing these trains lately. Now this takes us to our next coaster model that you've probably heard about before, but this is the Double Heart. This is the company's take on a premier ride Skyrocket 2, with it featuring a multi-bypass swing launch and inversions. If you take a look at the trains at this attraction, you will notice it utilizes those ultra-open Lightning trains that can seat 16 riders, which is more capacity than Premier Ride's version. And it's more capacity than what Intamin is currently doing. Now we don't know if any of these have been sold yet, but I can almost guarantee that we will see a few of these in the future. Now you may be saying to yourself, I still don't understand why he thinks Zamperla is going to be popular if they haven't sold any next generation coasters yet. And to that I reply with this. We are actually seeing a next generation Zamperla coming in the form of an LSM launch coaster at Peony Playland in Vancouver. If you watch the videos of this attraction, it looks actually very good. It looks like something that Intamin would make. And speaking of Intamin, this takes us to our next reason that I think Zamperla is going to be a force to be reckoned with in a couple of years. And you might have guessed it, it is Top Thrill Dragster. And by far the weirdest turn of events, Zamperla is heavily rumored to be replacing the launch on Top Thrill Dragster. Now that is just very weird. I think it's weird because Zamperla isn't as experienced as Intamin, but if it does end up happening, Zamperla has its foot in the door at a major chain like Cedar Fair. Now, I believe they are going to try to utilize the old trains for this, but if they don't, some type of lightning train would be very interesting to see. I think it's safe to say that Zamperla is seriously going to be a major contender in the coaster industry for the next few years. And that is because they are putting a lot of effort and focus into their coasters. Now, I don't want to bore you with the details, but if you listen to their press conferences and see some of their content they posted on their YouTube channel, the major focus is on coasters now. They are truly stressing how far they have come, and I think it's going to work. If you compare some of the newest Zamperla stuff with other companies, it looks like something Intamin would do. Intamin is known for taking risks, and if Zamperla replaces the launch on a strata coaster, that would be one of the biggest risks of all. On top of this, the vertical LSM coasters by Intamin look very similar to the double heart concept, and either these companies are playing off of each other or that's just a very interesting time coincidence. Now, Zamperla is definitely trying to attack the thrill coaster market, but they are also looking at the family market. If you look at their family thrill launch coaster model, it looks very similar to a ride like Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, whatever, ride at Universal. Now, I do think they tried to play off of Intamin for this, but it does look pretty good. And you have to remember that Zamperla has a great relationship with a lot of these parks. And if they're already looking for a family attraction and they already have a bunch of kiddie rides by this company, I think it's definitely possible that they could choose Zamperla over a seasoned coaster company. So let's get into the most interesting part of the video, and this is the predictions. Where do I think Zamperla is going to be within the next 5 to 10 years? And some of these may actually shock you. Now, I do admit some of these are contingent on if they replace the launch on Top Thrill Dragster. If we got that wrong and it is another company, then some of these might not happen. But I'm counting on the fact that they do and they get their foot in the door with Cedar Fair. The first prediction is I think we will see a double heart coaster in the United States by 2026. That gives us 3 years. Now, where exactly would this go? I don't know, but I think Six Flags right now is probably one of the best chains for this because they already have worked with them in the past and fairly recently. The second thing that I think is going to happen is they're going to release some type of new coaster model, maybe some type of inverted coaster. Now, why do I say this? Well, the way that this company is going to shine is going to be at a place like IAAPA with something new and improved and something that will just take everyone by surprise. They have to do something that no other company has done before, and right now with the mark would probably be some type of inverted ride. Now, this is a very bold prediction, but I definitely think it's possible. Now, I don't know what it is going to be, but they've already done suspended coasters in the past. So maybe, just maybe, they could do some type of maybe single car suspended coaster that is thrilling. Who knows? I don't think that has really been done before, but we'll see. Maybe like a suspended wild mouse that's like cool. I don't know, we'll see, but that's just a prediction I wanted to throw out there. Another prediction is I think that this company is going to be a major player in the industry in maybe as short as a decade. They've been recently expanding their infrastructure in terms of coaster design and engineering, and I think it is going to work out in their favor. If they're investing so much into the roller coaster department of this company, they're going to want it to pay off. And I really think that it is definitely possible that this company is just going to just shine in the next few years. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I know this industry and I think it is genuinely a possibility, but we'll just have to wait and see. So those are my thoughts on if Zamperla is going to be the new Intamin, and I'd say probably yes. I think this company is going to experience rapid growth in the next few years, especially in their coaster department, and I think it's going to be awesome. I think many seasoned enthusiasts are definitely going to be surprised, and I think it's going to be very fun to watch. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys, and thank you so much for just tuning into this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and this is the Coaster Josh signing out.